was the last shot that I took on that trip. The things that went on beyond that sign would probably make my mom really nervous. I don't know if you read the sign, but it said, "Danger, loose rocks, many have died." There are definitely loose rocks. There's lots of cliffs, lots of scaling the side of cliffs where if you slipped you'd fall and you'd tumble and then you'd fall off a cliff. You'd definitely fall to your death. So wouldn't suggest that route. Actually, me and my on the trail hiking buddy, who you see in a few shots in the video, we're talking about that sign after we got through, and we said things like, why didn't they warn us? Why didn't they say, do not go this way? And as a hiker, you just kind of have to take in information, process that information, and make your own decisions off of it, and that's what they were doing. They said, many have died. That should give you information enough that you don't need to go this way. And so I think I learned a little bit of a life lesson there, and that's don't take shortcuts, because that's what going past that sign right there was. It was a shortcut. This trail, you go over Challenger Point, and that's your first 14er. Then you come down it, and then you go back up again to get to Kit Carson Peak. Then you turn around and reverse that trail. So you come back down Kit Carson, and you can either go past the sign that says many have died, or you have to go back over Challenger Point. And at that point in our hike, we were getting pretty tired. It was late in the day, and we didn't want to have to go back up again, so we figured it can't be that bad. We will go the easy route, the shortcut, and boy did we regret it. I think afterwards it wasn't necessarily physically exhausted. It was kind of just like a stress shock, because we were doing a lot of risky maneuvers. No ropes, no nothing, no chalk. It was probably pretty dangerous, and probably wouldn't suggest it for anyone that wants to go on this hike. As for this hike, a lot of people say that it's not the best hike to go on for your first 14er, or your first pair of 14ers, I guess. But I wouldn't say that. I didn't think it was too bad, but I guess I'm just built different. And actually, I had the most difficulty the first day hiking up to the lake, and I think that was just an acclimation issue, and not living in Colorado, not living at a constant mile high, 6,000 feet or so, just struggling with the altitude. But other than that, it was obviously a very beautiful hike. I did put off editing this video for a while. I filmed this on Labor Day of last year in 2020, so early September. Beautiful time for any backpacker, that late fall backpacking. It was actually my last trip of last season. I guess that's not true. I went on a trip with Jimmy to Santa Fe, and that'll be another video. That was a very silly backpacking trip that me and Jimmy did, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I put this off for so long, editing it for so long, because one, I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't want to have to get in front of the camera, but I knew that I couldn't put this video out without giving this video a little bit of an explanation, especially with that last shot there. I kind of owe it an explanation. But other reasons are just pure laziness. I find that I don't really like editing video that much, at least not with my current setup. And then also, I just wasn't extremely happy with all of the footage that I got on this trip. I started putting the camera away at more difficult times. Obviously, when I was risking my life on the side of that cliff, I wasn't going to take out the camera and say, oh, let's get a few shots of this, because there was just no room for it. It was very technical, and you had to focus. But in other times, whenever I was going up the mountain, I wish I had taken a few more photos because I definitely missed out on some beautiful imagery there. But I'm, just live and you learn, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not an expert photographer. I just wanted to make videos so that I could bring people along that aren't able to come along on my hikes with me, friends, family, loved ones, everyone, just to make videos so they can see what I'm up to. And I'm going to continue doing that, and that's the other reason I wanted to get this video edited, is because I have another trip coming up and I'm excited for that. And so 2 more videos possibly after this one, we'll see. So stay tuned for that. I really don't want to say this, but if you liked the video, you should like, comment, and subscribe.